All right, hello everybody. Hello, welcome. This is Ricky Mike, coach of the Virginia Victinis, and welcome to the quarterfinals, I guess, of WPF Delta Division Season 15. That's right. If you haven't watched last week, we made it into playoffs on the back of the absolute goat, Driftling a little buddy here. Last week, putting on a extraordinary performance against Jack or Gravy. So yeah, good job, buddy. Good job. Yeah, you don't get to steal me. No, stay there, stay there. Anyways, this week or during this game, we ended up placing as the number 4 seed. No, number 5th seed because of head-to-head. We ended up tying with Crossbro and his Valdosta B creates. Yeah, that's what it's called. We had the exact same record and the exact same differential, but they beat us on week 3, so they have the head-to-head on us. So it really doesn't matter. Point is, whether we end up 4th or 5th, we're gonna end up fighting the same opponent, so we're good with that. So yeah, here we are. Here's the matchup. My team on the left, his team on the right. Yeah, like I said, we faced this team week 3 and we lost. He straight up out-prep us and definitely beat us up during the game. It could have been less. I think it ended up being a 4-0, but it could have been less of a differential. But unfortunately, we got a little bit unlucky. But they also got a little bit unlucky on a couple of very nice crits for me. So yeah, we're gonna try to learn from that game. Since that game, they haven't made any changes to their team. I did make several changes to my team, so my team looks a little bit much. My team looks halfway different to what they face, but they haven't changed anything on their team, so that makes it. I guess in theory that give us the advantage, right? But you know, you never know, right? I hate rematches, but mostly when I win. When I lose, I don't like them either. But you know, at least it gives us a better edge. Anyway, their team is very good. Like I mentioned before, they did draft the Goldingo round 1, which is interesting. Which tells you that they potentially want the hazard stack you. They didn't even set up layer stacks versus us during the first game, which is interesting. Even though they did bring the Cleaver, who ended up not even coming into the field. So yeah, we'll see what they do. Weavile is incredibly scary for our team, or at least our previous team. I did a ton of work last game, but the Pokemon that gave me the most issue overall was Noivern. They don't like to have hazards on their side, I noticed. They really hate it. And Noivern's job is basically just to defog hazards away, but at the same time, that thing can do a lot of damage to my thing with the Super Pen because it just chips everything to half. So I had to be careful when it comes to that Pokemon. His Terra Captain last time was the Dunsparce and Terra Water to take on Chiyu, and I guess the Palafin. That was good. It's a little bit shaky, but it was good. I expected it to be the same. I don't think they're gonna bring Mog. They could bring Grass Mog, but that takes on Chiyu, but then that takes on Palafin, but not necessarily on Chiyu, right? So I think that the Dunsparce will come in. I low-key expected to bring Cobalion. Last time I had a very easy time clicking Dark Pulse against the majority of his team, spamming it with Chiyu and Scarf, so they could bring some sort of choice Scarf Cobalion to try to take advantage of that, so I had to be very careful about that. Whiskinshot is okay. Wincy is okay. They could come in with some sort of set to, I guess, maybe defensive to try to check Palafin, although that's shaky. So yeah, we'll see. Cleaver, last time he came with a Choice Scarf. It didn't end up coming. It's not the scariest thing in the world. It's just annoying if he sets out rocks, but that's it. Sandy Shocks, I fully expected it to come last time. They actually decided not to bring it last time, which is funny because in the past I used to have a Hill Wattrel that would have, just do so much work against his team. But because he didn't bring the Sandy Shock, it ended up being a bad decision to bring it. So this time we'll probably have to consider that. And lastly, what won the game last time was this Slowking. That thing just... I didn't realize that it has enough natural special defense to just Calm Mind on my team. And after one Calm Mind, apparently it can take a freaking... Dark Pulse from Chi-Yu. So I definitely underestimated that Pokemon last game, but I'll try not to do it this game. Like I said, we're gonna try to use our lessons learned from last game and try to do a little bit better this game, if not win. But again, if we don't win this game, it's been an incredibly fun season with a lot of ups and downs. Our record ended up being, I believe, 6-3. So it's not embarrassing. That's double the amount of wins that losses. So that's good. The team is still a little bit shaky. I like it, but I wish I would have drafted just a couple of different things. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the team that we're bringing this week. And I'm going to explain why I'm bringing what I'm bringing. All right. Once again, I'm bringing choice. We're bringing choice by Palafin. Last time I brought the especially defensive ball cap set. Which is good, and it still will be good, but this man actually runs. It's not necessarily the best against the Slowking, unless it's okay. I will have to not let it set up, which I'm not planning to do this game around. But if I do, I could technically beat it. My biggest issue is that this man runs Dragon Tail on the Dunsparce, so setup will be a little bit ill-advised on Palafin. And to be honest with you, I'm going to try to put this man on the Vortex this week. That's going to be one of our objectives. Just put them on the Vortex. Yeah, the moves are just, Flip Turn, Jet Punch, Wave Crash, all the stuff, all hits their team relatively well. Even the Dunsparce doesn't appreciate taking the Wave Choice Bands, Wave Crashes. Still debating about whether I want to keep Flip Turn on this thing, because there's an argument to put either Body Slam or Close Combat into that last slot, so I may change it before the game, but for right now we're going with that. I didn't realize that Palafin got Drop Chop during the DLC, which will have been very good for last game versus the Slowking, because this thing can potentially one-shot the Slowking depending on how bulky it is. So if they try to set up, as long as I can chip it a little bit, Palafin should always be able to revenge it. So yeah, because in the past it didn't get any dark moves other than Fling, and although I wouldn't mind running some sort of Fling Big Nugget set, I think it's a little bit gimmicky and a little bit too unreliable. So we're gonna go with this set, and hopefully it'll pan out. I mean, we're really bulky. The stuff that outspeed me really doesn't appreciate the Jack Punch, so the speed is not the most important thing in the world for this game. But talking about gimmicky and unreliable, we're bringing the something that I don't know that they will expect. I know I wouldn't. Like I said, the last game, I tried to hazard stack them, but that Noivern was just incredibly annoying. And it's annoying because not only could the fog all the time, but to make sure that he can just, people around onto his walls, but also because it's so especially defensive that it could take 2 hits from Chi-Yu. So anyway, we're trying to run another bait set this week with the Meteor being max special attacks. Well, max special attack Deoxys. He will have to be like the biggest special defense Noivern to try to leave a Meteor Beam, which we're gonna hope that he's not. If he is, so be it. But yeah, the plan with this is to either lead with this or lead with Palafin, go immediately into this if he leads with the Dunsparce again. And I will start spiking up, right? I will imagine they will go to the Noivern to try to defog, and at that point I smack it with a Meteor Beam. And at the same time I raise my special attack. Like I said, they will have to be the bulkiest of Noiverns to be able to take that Meteor Beam. But even if they are able to take it, we had the Psychic Nose to try to kill it without letting it roost, which I think we end up winning that battle. Spikes, like I said, is to try to, if we get rid of the Noivern, then we can just take this out of the field, bring it into one of the passive walls, spike up, 2 layers of spikes, all back guarantees us the game, in my opinion. So we're going to try to do that. Taunt is specifically for the walls, not to let them set up, especially the Slowking. I ended up losing the end game on the last game because I brought too much of a passive Deoxys, and I let him get 2 free coal mines with Slowking with the Deoxys. So Taunt is going to try to prevent that from happening, which is solid, because if we taunt one of his walls, it might give us another layer spike for free as they switch out. We are faster than the Goldingo, because I realize we don't touch it. But the plan is, hopefully, if we kill the Noivern on one hit with a Meteor Beam, and they decide to go Goldingo, then I may just throw up a Suicide Layer spikes and just call it a day, let the Oxys go down. Another good thing about this set is that once we use the Power Herb, the Weavile has a hard time one-shotting us with knockoff, so that might be another layer of spikes, which is great for us. So yeah, we'll see if it works. I mean, you never know. Meteor Beam is is definitely a set, but we'll see if it works out, right? I mean, I didn't think that the Oxy set was gonna work versus the Gouging Fire team, and that was literally the only reason why we didn't lose to that thing. So anyway, third Pokemon we're bringing our Choice Scarf Chi-Yu again. It's the exact same spread that we brought last week. However, we have applied a few differences. The main one being that instead of bringing Flamethrower, we're bringing Lava Plume. Same logic as I've been bringing the last couple of weeks. Nothing that I hit with Flamethrower necessarily wants to take a Lava Plume either way. And the good thing about Lava Plume is that it's basically the water version of Skull, right? We can burn stuff on the switch. So if he decides to switching his Dunsparce to try to take a hit from this thing, we can burn it, and also give us a little bit more freedom to be able to click Lava Plume, a fire move, instead of click Estrella having to click a dark type move versus the team with Cobalion. And if we burn the Dunsparce, we negate its leftover recovery, which is good. We're always gonna take this out on the Dunsparce anyway, and Dark Pulse is good to spam versus the rest of his team once these walls are covered. Overhit, because I need overhit to kill a Sandy Shocks, guarantee a kill on Sandy Shocks. So that's the only reason why we're bringing overhit. It's just a suicide. It's not a suicide button. It's an emergency button, because that thing is very bulky. But you know, in case we need the extra damage, it's always good. I didn't know that this thing get Hex. I just happened to look at it, to look at his moveset. It actually gets Hex. So that could be another cheeky thing, especially for, you know, if we manage to burn his Dunsparce or anything else. We can just start spamming hacks versus him, and it actually does more damage than anything else. So that would be fantastic. That would be very cheeky. I don't think it will come out, but it's nice to have the option. I don't necessarily need the moveset for anything else. So yeah, we're a little bit different of a Chi-Yu, but hopefully it will be better. Iron Threats, we're bringing a pretty similar set to last time. Again with Chople Berry, because it helps against the Weavile, who 100% will be bringing more than likely low kick this week, because they don't need the brick break since I don't have Bail anymore. And it also helps against Goldingo if he wants to go for a Focus Blast. Last time they ran Iron Ball Goldingo, which was annoying because, you know, it is annoying. But we'll try to, we'll be aware that that is a possibility this game. Hopefully they will get us, they will not get us with it this time. But we will see, right? Again, knockoff is just good overall to cripple things. Earthquake is for stab on the Goldingo, and the Sandy Shock if it comes. Rapid Spin, because we don't want hazards on our side. They do have a Goldingo to Rapid Spin, but you know, that Goldingo doesn't want to take a knockoff, right? And Iron Head is for the Whimsicott Cup and for the Weavile if we had to face him one-on-one. Alright, one of the new Pokemon that we bring in this game is one of our new Pokemon that we acquired since the last time, is the Hisuian Electrode. Faster than anything on his team without Choice Scarf. We are just running an offensive set with the Expert Belt to hit everything on his team. Like I said, last game he would have had a hell of a time versus Kilowattrol had I brought it, because he didn't bring his Sandy Shocks. So this week we're going to try to bring this and try to take advantage of that. I would imagine that maybe they'll bring it, but Sandy Shocks really doesn't do anything to this. And we are able to spam our general, our neutral stab in Discharge and Ball Switch is pretty good in this game. With Leaf Storm just destroys the Sandy Shock if he wants to switch in on a Ball Switch, so that's good. Terra Fairy is to, you know, hit the Noivern and the Weavile. And also it allows me to not die to Weavile's Ice Shard, which is great. We are running Static. Hopefully we can paralyze something which will synergize well with Chi-Yu's hacks. And that's mostly why we bring Discharge as well. Because, you know, it allows me to potentially paralyze things. So yeah, that's Hisuian Electro. Hopefully we'll put in a lot of work. And the last Pokemon is another one of our new Pokemon since that time as well. It's gonna be our AV Hitmontop, which has been a very clutch set in a lot of in a couple of games now. This is mostly to switch into Weavile. I anticipate that he will bring an Adaman Weavile because this time we don't have Kilowattrel, so he doesn't need the speed, which is scary, especially if he's banded. But if he's banded, you know, they don't get boots, and they really needed them boots last game to pivot around that thing, especially with Chiyu not being able to lock into a Dark Pulse or into a Dark type move without them being heavy duty boots. So I'm hoping that they will, you know, we just bring boots, and we should be able to take 2 hits from the. Even if they connect all their triple axles. So that's for that. Mach Punch is just to finish the Weavile, maybe put in some damage. You know, I may change that for low kick. I don't necessarily want to run close combat on this team, but that could be another option. We'll see. I think having the priority is always nice. Earthquake is 100% for Goldingo, because this thing is like one of my best switches to Goldingo as well. With my spread, modest Shadow Ball does not 3-shot me, which is great. And Shadow Ball into Make It Rain also doesn't 2-shot me. Granted, Earthquake doesn't 2-shot it either, and I'm slower than it, but it puts some damage on it, and at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? We want to chip things to put it in range, either Chi-Yu or Palafin. Triple Axle is in case he wants to get cheeky and go into Noivern or into Whimsicott on this thing as I bring to Weavile. Although realistically, more than likely, they're just going to go into Slowking. So that's what the Endeavor is. My intention is to, even if I don't get too low with Endeavor, switching into 1 triple axle from Weavile will put me at about 60%. And if I can keep the Slowking at 60%, Palafin can destroy with a Choice Banded Throat Chop. So yeah, and endgame, if we're able to bring this in, put something very low, then, you know, Chi-Yu can put work as well. So anyway, that's the team. Like I said, I tried to learn lessons from the last game to try to do better in this game. So hopefully we can get the W. But if not, like I said, it's been a fun season. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the game. Alright, welcome to the game, everybody. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they brought. There's the Cobalion, there's the Whimsicott. So my Deoxys is kind of useless right now, isn't it? Yeah, it is kind of useless right now because of what they have. Huh. Well, good luck, have fun to them. They don't bring any Noivern, so they have no removal. So if I set up spikes with Deoxys, they are in trouble, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and get started with Palafin. Why? Because I guess they could start with something. I don't know, dude. I want to get my Palafin activated. If they start with something like Mach to set up Toxic Spikes, I can get a Flip Turn off. And just go into the thing. Let me see what his Terras are. Alright, Mog doesn't have very good Terras versus the Iron Threats, so that's good to know. Alright, well, it seems like he brought the stuff, right? So we'll see how this goes. Good luck, have fun today, and hopefully we have a fun, non-haxy game. Yada, yada, yada. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. By the look of it, it doesn't seem like I'm gonna have too much of a chance to activate my... I'm not even gonna want to tear out my thing, right? They're gonna say that the Whimsicott? Yeah, that is the Whimsicott. Alright, that's pretty good. Yeah, many things that it could be. I think I always go into you though, right? I could go into this. I don't want to take a Moonblast from this though. They live with Whimsicott. If you are versus my Electrode. If you are just offensive, Moonblast does 50%. I don't want to take that hit. I'm gonna go to Iron Threads. We'll see what happens. They know I had to switch, so they probably can just U-turn out. If they have it, we'll see. We'll see. We go to Threads. They're just gonna U-turn out. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. We don't see an item, so that's good. They can potentially go. They could go Goldingo. That will be interesting. But I don't think a choice card Goldingo will kill me. Goldingo, if they are choice card, yeah, it never kills me. They go into the Dunsparce. That's interesting. Because in here I could just knock off your item. Actually, I'm gonna go into the Oxys here. Because I can set up my Fair Layer spikes with this. Could knock off his item, but I'm expecting it to be Terra Water. So it will be a waste to take a hit from this, especially because it's good against the Whimsicott. And this ended up being the early game that we were kind of looking for, right? So we're gonna go into the Deoxys, right? As we're gonna exercise pressure, they're gonna go ahead and Stealth Rock. Fair enough. Early Stealth Rocks for them. That's good for them. In here, I'm just gonna go ahead and spike. If they paralyze me, they paralyze me. But they don't have defog, so I can potentially spin, you know, the rocks that they go for. But I can potentially spin the rocks, but they cannot get rid of mine. I wonder what they go into here, though. Gluttony. That sounds like a Muck. That looks like a Muck, too. So I'm gonna set up my spike. They could try to go for Toxic Spikes here. That Muck still gets knockoff. I need to investigate this Pokemon, right? New team. Let's just do OU. Our Pokemon. Muck. You get knock. It does get knockoff. How much is a Muck gonna do to my Deoxys? Muck, utility versus my Deoxys. Defense. If he is knockoff here. 46%. That's fine. I'm just gonna taunt you so you don't go for Toxic Spikes or Curse. I'll imagine they'll just knock off. Or Poison Jab. They tried to go for the Toxic Spikes. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. I could Meteor Beam here. And then we can just spam the other one. What would you go into? I'm actually gonna Meteor Beam here. I don't need it for anything else. Yep. I'm gonna get the Meteor Beam going on. It's not gonna do a lot of damage because this is Deoxys, but it helps against the Weavile. That's literally no damage. They're gonna Poison Jab, that's fine. We Poison Pump is almost guaranteeing the thing. Oh, they didn't have it though. That is great. That is great. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna Psychic Noise you here. They may switch up, expecting me to be some sort of offensive now. But that is fine. Maybe I should have done the theme first and then Meteor Beam. That could have been a good play. Wouldn't be me making good plays though. They go Weavile, I can take one hit from Weavile. What do I do with that? Not much, but I can. They go Goldingo, I can potentially break a Balloon. If they have it. We'll see, we'll see. Muck is annoying though. They are leftovers, we know that. They're gonna stay in, so they're gonna give me 3 damage on this Muck. That's fantastic. We will take it. You don't get any healing for a couple turns. They're just gonna Poison Jab. That is fine with me. They finally get the Poison Touch. That's good for them. They don't get any healing thanks to my Psychic Noise. Little bit of the thing. That is fine. They are not longer taunted. That's unfortunate. I could taunt as they go out. I could just go for the thing. They don't have any healing, so I could go for the spike. If they go for the toxic spikes, they could also switch into Weavile. And at that point, I don't get the thing. If I taunt, they go into Weavile. Yeah, it's worth for me not to let them send the thing. Yeah, I just go for the spike. That's fine. Fear, that is Weavile. Yeah. And their boots will be my guess. Alright. Well, the taunt guarantees that you don't get to set up the thing though. But they're gonna knock off my Assault Vest on the thing. But I think I'm fine with that, right? Yeah, I'm fine with you knocking off my Assault Vest. I can set up one more layer of the things potentially. So we're gonna go to the bot villain. Right. Get some of that. Reduce his attack. Gonna go for the knockoff. That is fine. Doesn't do much damage. It does remove our Assault Vest, unfortunately. In here, we could double out, or we could just go for the triple axle. What would you go into here? Whimsical probably, right? I'm gonna go for triple axle. There's no shot you stay. They could also go Goldingo and I can potentially break a balloon or something like that. If we can hit. Yeah, we definitely didn't want to layer toxic spikes though, so that's good. They are gonna go into Whimsicott. That is beauty. Yep. They take a little bit from the spike. 1 triple axle. 2 triple axle. 3 triple axles. That is great damage, dude. That is great damage. They are lefties. That's good to know. That's good to know. Okay. So we could go threats now. I don't know what you got for threats. You really don't have much for threats, right? If we go threats... Yeah, I think we got threats. No reason to risk it. That was some good damage on this thing. They're probably just gonna U-turn though, but they could potentially go for the U-turn for the Moonblast. Expecting me not to switch out this time. We're just gonna go threats though. See what they go for. They're gonna Moonblast. Okay. That doesn't do much. Even though it's a critical hit. They're gonna recover some health with the lefties. That's fine. Alright, so I can knock off here. I can try going for the spin. I'm just gonna knock off. If they go Cobalion, it's gonna be annoying. But you would just give me a spin if you did. So who knows, man? We'll see. We'll see. They're gonna let me lock it off, as they are probably just gonna U-turn then. Yeah. Fair enough. Also, we know that we're faster than it, so that's good to know. Now they could go Goldingo. That will be annoying, but we're still out of range for Goldingo. They could go Weavile, which also would be annoying, but we're still out of range for Weavile too. An Iron Head will help them good neutral play, because I'm thinking that they're so bulky, I will be faster than them. Go ahead, just spin though. But getting the knockoff on it is not bad. Wherever you go is gonna have to take 1 layer spikes. You did what? What? Weevil? Iron Threats versus Weevil. You're clearly that if you are low kick with Adamant Nature. Triple Axle, I'm at 203 right now. 203. I'm at 61. Triple Axle could kill me. Low kick doesn't kill me. Low kick into Ice Shard could kill me. Do I want to risk this? I could just Iron Head you too. You know, I'm just gonna Iron Head. They're gonna withdraw. Okay, that's cool. Let's go into Goldingo. Foolish. That sounds like a Goldingo. That is this thing. Okay. I mean, you're just gonna get Iron Head, yeah. That's some good damage. Alright. Do Dune Spurs. So right now, you took about that much. I could spin right now if you are Terra Blast, Terra Water. Do 47% to me right now. Potentially don't want to take that. I could also go into you and just ball switch out. I'm actually gonna do that. It puts pressure on him. Unless he's specifically not Terra Water. So we'll see what they go for. We'll just go to the Fast and the Furious. They're gonna Roost. That works for me. I mean, kinda works for me, I suppose. They haven't Terra yet. What would you do to this? Just a Terra Blast, right? I could discharge you. Doing Spars with Terra Blast if you don't Terra versus my Electrode. This one Electrode. With Discharge. Discharge. Terra Blast will do 38%. Right now I could just ball switch out into something else. Probably into you, right? Although I don't want you taking damage. What else does he have? Let's go ahead and ball switch. They're gonna withdraw. Okay, that's fantastic, dude. I don't know what they withdraw into. They go into the Whimsicott. That is great, dude. That is absolutely great. Yeah. Let's get a ball switch off. We don't kill it because that's unfortunate. But we can go back into threats. And we can potentially spin. Although I don't know if I want to spin. I know I'm faster than it. So I could spin. I could attack. Number of things that could happen here. Do we try to rapid spin here? I think we try to rapid spin. If he wants to save this, be my guess, dude. I'm gonna try to rapid spin here. He's gonna Leech Seed me. That's fine. That's absolutely fine, dude. I'm literally just gonna go out next turn. Or I'm gonna switch out next turn. Alright, we don't have to live with rocks for a little bit. Although if he goes to the Dunsparce, we had to deal with rocks again. I'm free from Leech Seed. That's funny. That's really funny. Okay. You guys foolish? Right. You know what? If you don't attack here... How much does poison does to... Deoxys? Deoxys defense? If I am at 59 right now, I'm at 24. So So it's not on range of anything, right? So what I should do is, I should do the Oxys. If he set up the Stealth Rocks, I set up another layer spike. If he attacks, then that's good on him. We're just gonna go the Oxys. I will imagine he just set up Stealth Rock again. He really wants a Stealth Rock. Yep. And that is fine with me. Not a problem. Not a problem. They recover some health, which is annoying for me, but that is fine. I'm gonna have to take some damage. Alright, so I died to the next turn no matter what. So we're just gonna go for the spike. You go Weavile, I get a free switch. If you don't go anything, then that's fine. You're gonna withdraw. That's fantastic. I get a free switch into something. Fear. Perfect. Yeah. Catching spikes. Alright. We go down. Alright. Okay. Palafin. Hero. Versus Weavile. Offensive. Adamant. Knockoff is gonna do 50%. That is fine. That is fine. We'll just go for the Wave Crash. Yeah. What do you have as a switch for this? Nothing. You had nothing. Yeah, let's just go for the kill. If he switches out, that's good. That's good for me. Yeah, he's just gonna go for that. That works. That's fine. Not a problem. He's gonna go for the crash. Alright, we killed the Weavile. We're gonna be super low, but we killed the Weavile. Oof, 82. Alright, 20%. We may get one more hit on something. Man, now I wish I had the freaking Drain Punch. He goes into Goldingo. What is this Goldingo gonna be? Okay. What does Palafin do to our Goldingo? Without the choice band anymore, unfortunately. Without the choice band, we will do 59% if he's not defensive. If he's defensive, we don't do much to it. Kind of have to go for it, right? Why would I sack in here? I don't need to sack you. I don't need to sack you. I will imagine that he's fast Goldingo. Yeah, we're just gonna Jet Punch it. Oh my god, he's defensive as fuck. I don't know if he has any speed. He's super defensive. So he may not have a lot of speed. He's not Rocket Helmet though, that's good to know. Either way, we just go for the Trout Chop here. I don't know if you switch. He was expecting me to kill myself with a Wave Crash, I suppose. I don't think this will do a lot, because it seems to be defensive. Yeah, that is definitely defensive. I would have done more with the thing, but if he tries to spam recovers, we can just spam Throw Chops, right? Alright, he takes... He's completely defensive. So that's 2 recovers that he used. I'll have to note this. Alright, so he's at 2 recovers. We're gonna go for another one. Beautiful hit. He's just gonna Shadow Ball. That's fine with me. Okay. So now I need to see something. Iron Threads versus Cobalium. My Iron Threads is currently at 193, which is about 58. Plus combat is 46. So after Stealth Rock, it probably kills me, right? Guaranteed 2 HKO after. So it's not a one-shot. So I could go into you, go for the Lava Plume. How much is the Lava Plume gonna do to the Dunsparce? Dunsparce versus my Chi-Yu. Lava Plume, that's a good chunk. Let's go into Chi-Yu. Bolt. Let's go for Lava Plume. Lava Plume is definitely the best play here. If I kill Grid, that would be fantastic. He has to take 2 layers of spikes right now, so that's not great for them. You always have this cold burn chance, right? Alright. What's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen here? The Electro does put pressure on the thing though. And what is their last Pokemon? They have Cobalion, this, and Goldingo. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. He is gonna withdraw it, that's fine. He's gonna sack the Muck. Fair enough. Fair enough. I completely understand this play. Alright. Yeah. Muck's dead. The Muck is dead. Now he goes to Foolish, which is the Dunsparce. Gonna have to take 2 layers spikes. But this does allow me to go into you. No, not yet. Into you. If I go into you and he Terras, I can discharge. I have to discharge. Yeah, let's go into that. He has to Terra, otherwise that would just be bad. Or unfortunate, at the very least. So I'm just gonna have to play with the assumption that he's Choice Scarf Cobalion at this point. So we go to the Fast and the Furious. Here comes the Terra. Yep. I would imagine it's Terra Water. Yep, it is Terra Water. I will imagine he either Terra Blast or he recovers. Well, that is a little bit annoying. Not super annoying, but a little bit annoying. I don't know if Goldingo takes this hit though. Let me see. Electrode versus a defensive Goldingo. Goldingo, who is defensive. I had discharge. 29 to 35. He might take it just on the base of being so bulky. He has had to go Goldingo. And he is going to recover some health. Yeah, he's about 50. So I could ball switch here. If they recover, I ball switch into... If you are 252, my iron threads. That's... If you are not this. My iron threads does 58. And I died to a shadow ball. I had the ball switch here though, unfortunately. I'm not confident enough that I can kill it with a thunderbolt or with a discharge, I mean. We just go for this. Now we could go Chi-Yu. Do you kill Chi-Yu with anything? It's Goldingo versus Chi-Yu. You don't kill Chi-Yu with anything. I'm gonna go Chi-Yu. Unless he has Focus Blast and he goes for that, I should be fine. Yeah. Recover. That's good. That's good. Too passive of a play, brother. Too passive of a play. They recover some health. That's fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and Lava Plume again. We go ahead and keep Lava Pluming. I mean, you're 100% going to the Dunsparce, and that's fine. You could expect me to try to go for Dark Balls and go into Cobalion, but you would throw the game right there and then. Yeah, there she is. That's a little bit of damage. We do get burn. He does get burned. That is fantastic for the Hex endgame. That is good for the Hex endgame. Okay. We'll go back into this. If they baton pass, that's fine with me. Pull back to you. Going to Fast and Furious. Take a little bit of chip damage. They're gonna roost. That's fine with me. Yeah. You recover some health, that's fine. Recover some more health, that's fine. I could U-turn out. There's no reason for me to U-turn. I'm just gonna discharge. Should put a good chunk on you. It does beautiful damage, dude. Yeah, that's fine. That is, I'm gonna say their third roost. Take some damage. That's fine. Let's go ahead and discharge again. You go Lingo, you're risking it. They really need this to Dunsparce though. Now the roost. So we are at 3. I'm gonna say we are at 3 or 4. Sorry, I'm calculating something real quick. It's water. I could potentially kill you with a list turn. I'm gonna discharge again. I don't want him going into the Goldingo on my thing. I'm really thinking about this, huh? Okay. Perfect. That's perfect. No, it's not perfect, but it's okay. Discharge. Yeah, maybe I should have just gone for the Lip Storm. But they are weakened, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. They go into Justice. Okay. They're gonna take the damage. Yeah. Alright, let me see. Covalion. 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 Choice Scarf. Versus my Electro. If I Terra Fairy, you do 43. You could just ball switch right now. If I go into this, I lower your thing, but then you just go Goldingo. And I think that's fine, right? Yeah, lowering your attack is more important right now. So I'm gonna go to the thing. If they ball switch, they have to take damage. So let's lower that attack, please. We do. He's gonna start gold mining. Okay. That is not as good anymore. Okay. So do I Earthquake you? Do I Mach Punch you? Let me see my what you call it again? Hitmontop versus Covalion. If you are 252, I will assume that you're Oka. Not a whole lot of bulk. Aura Sphere. A +1. And I am, I don't have the best anymore. About 50%. Let's go for the Earthquake. You could have Flash Cannon, I suppose. Well, we do have Earthquake and Mach Punch. So hopefully we can do something with that. Alright, they put in Sarah +2. We do good damage with that. Now, +2, you probably kill me now. I am at 218. Let me see. 218, that's 72. You will need Flash Cannon, maybe? Flash Cannon. That's 62. Unless you're modest, you don't kill me. Oh, you're timid. Unless you're modest, you don't kill me. Took Mach Punches from here takes you out, right? I will imagine. Yeah, let's go for the 2 Mach Punches. That's 1. He didn't kill me. That does not matter. We're gonna go for the second Mach Punch and hope that he kills. He has Vacuum Wave. Ah. Okay. Electrode. Hisui. If you are +2 vacuum wave. Vacuum wave. If I Terra Fairy. You do not do it, brother. At least I don't think so. +2 defense. Should kill you. He has one more Pokemon. Oh yeah. Alright, we're gonna Terra Fairy. Do we Terra Blast? Do we Discharge? Which one does more? I think they do the exact same amount of damage. Discharge. Yeah, it does the exact same amount of damage. Let's go for the Discharge and hope that it kills. $20 to $25. You look to be about in that range. So yeah, we can just hope at this point, right? We do Terra Fairy. They had to go for the backing way. That makes sense. That's 66. That's a lot of damage. Discharge. We kill it. Fucking god, dude. Okay, I think we got it from here. Holy cow, dude. Electrode. Electrode saving our asses. Ah, okay. Yeah, there's no way you leave a Chi-Yu Dark Pulse, right? Chi-Yu versus Goldingo. Defensive. You never leave a Dark Pulse, yeah. No, I'm not even gonna try here. We're just gonna go for the Dash Discharge. We paralyze it, that's great. Oh, I think we pulled this out, dude. Holy cow. Freaking Cobalion, man. I expected it to be 3. But that's a good thing though that he showed me the vacuum wave, because I would have gone Chi-Yu and I could have potentially lost that on the spot. We do a good chunk. Don't get a paralysis, doesn't matter really. At least I don't think it matters. We're just gonna keep going for the Discharge until we get a paralysis. Take a big chunk. Just gonna keep recovering until he cannot recover anymore, I guess. There's no reason for me to switch or anything like that. We Discharge again. Yeah, even if you were to be 252, yeah, you don't leave the Dark Pulse. This should be game. Alright, we get the paralysis after quite a few of them, but that's fine. Just go for the Shadow Ball. And we managed to pull it off, I think. Because his last two Pokemon are leftover holding. Go Chi-Yu. Woo! Oppenheimer! Let's finish this up. Let me just make sure that his last two Pokemon are in fact the last two. Weavile is dead, Cobalion is dead. Yep. Dark Pulse should wrap this up. Oh my god, freaking Cobalion, dude. Oof, oof, oof. It was so freaking close, too. That backing weight almost kills my thing. Yeah, that's one down. And that should be a wrap. There is no way in the war where this the Dunsparce takes a Dark Pulse plus the spikes and plus everything else. So let's go. That freaking Cobalion, dude, it almost does it. Holy cow. This game was a war, dude. Can't believe he didn't bring the Noivern. That's just crazy. Alright. GG's to Crossbow, man. Glad I managed to get my revenge. We're gonna move to semifinals where we'll probably lose because I know who I'm facing and it's gonna be interesting. Anyway, thank you all for watching and we'll see you on the next week battle. Bye now.